What up, y'all? You know who it is, your boy Jada Kiss, you know what I mean? Right now with Chris John. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey, all my niggas out there. Let's get right into it. Yeah!
BTBTV. Chris John, man. Yo, born, let's get him, man. Yeah. Right now, never off plan. Used to get busy with them guns in my hand. 4 or 5 or a black 9 with a grand in my pocket and beef cool as a fan. BTBTV, we are not playing. Y'all just talk, we back it up and down. Sideways, F what y'all saying. We Kyrie and Kanye. This a boss talk, so you clowns should just fly away. Yeah. Hop on the bridge, throw your frame off the highway. This not a game, this is business, this my way. Real talk, your opinion is nothing to us. We gon' stay on chill, long as y'all don't violate. But it's not fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you could be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware. Cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. But we the best, I swear. We the best, I stay up in the mix. A project politics, my mood kinda sick. Name well known from the hood to the sticks. 100 on the highway, flying so fast, burn the gears when I shift. Some people kick dirt on your name, what shoes you gave them. Broke your back for them and they got the nerve to play you. Kick rap's door off, pushed and shoved my way through. Bum rush the kitchen, put my floor up on the menu. The jealousy be hitting up in jokes. That's why I stay serious like David Banner turned in the Hulk in pure form like the Pope. Haters get infrared beams with the scope, so run and get ghosts. We fight good, boxed in like Floyd on the ropes. I'm the great black hope. Man, we the team and they know it coast to coast and it just ain't fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you can be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware. Cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. We the best, if you with us, put your lighters in the air. No, it just ain't fair. BTBTV. Just ain't fair, man. Yeah. Yo, Born. Show them how we do this, man. BTBTV. We bully the bullies. No run, no retreat. Yeah. BTBTV. One more time for y'all in the back. Y'all slow ninjas. Rah. Yo. John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game Corleone. I can show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching like yo, I gotta post. I wake up every day mission, it's $1 million notes, dominoes, bodies drop, rot stink like hollow-toes. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know. I came for everything they said I couldn't have, got that and then some, and then some. My wins on overload, say y'all overdose. Your rappers in the tight squeeze and that clutch like Cobra. We don't go for that. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folks who want to play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to their life, movie curtain closed. Nowadays your foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666s. The devil on his shoulder won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block. Trying to run and get the force, blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds, that's his fiends who want their veins stick. We can't miss, we can hit the target with our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless. Don't play with us. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the foe Who wanted to play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street like an opera show. These kids be acting till they like movie curtain close. Yeah, BTBTV. It's the movement, man. You're born. You're born, let's get him. Let's get him. Kaz, we up in here, man.
We got the plug himself, Mr. Cross
Peace,
Your
God.
Heart.
Peace, God.
Peace,
Good morning. Good morning. Grand Rise. Grand Rise.
Rising, man. Yeah. So we gonna go down memory lane real quick. Let's see what you remember about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, first of all, before I start, so we go in now. Hold up. All right, y'all. Check this out. Before we start, though, let me say peace to the 5% nation of God's and earth. Salam alaikum, alhamdulillah, rahmatullah, all the true Muslim brothers and sisters out there. This is the King of New Jersey. This is BTBTV. We bully the bullies. I'm your honorable host, born divine almighty Allah. I got my co-host Cross, aka the Plug Podcast. You know what I'm saying? And we're doing it today. We're gonna take you out a trip down memory lane. And yo, before I start, we ain't no Bloods or no Crips. We doing our own thing. BTBTV that started this own gang. Like, nigga, what?
Nigga, what?
Yo, we'll take it out memory lane, man. We're gonna go from the Greek Fest to the Freaknik to everything in between. And we're gonna decipher why all this ended in our youth, you know what I mean? Because I remember the Greek Fests, you know what I'm saying, and the Freakniks. Brick City Test, salute. I see you up there, bro. Brick City Test, you get the panel too, bro. You know how we do, man. All love. Salute. You know what I'm saying? But yo, we gonna go back, yo. Who remember that Greek Fest? It used to be in Belmar. They went to Philly.
Greek Fest in Philly.
Yeah,
and you know the one in Virginia Beach too. They used to do it in Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach, yeah. What's up? And we had the bike week. We had all that, man.
Yeah.
We had some of these young kids. They could just dream about you. We had a ball growing up. You know what I'm saying? And it was all free. It wasn't like you had to pay no money for it. You don't have to. All you had to do was show up and show out.
That's it. Just get there. Everybody used to be like, "Yo, I don't care how I get there. I get there. I know I'm gonna run into my peoples, and I'm good."
Yeah, facts. And there's a lot of cats that have never had the chance to go there. I'm talking about grown people. Philly Plate days. She said Philly Plate days.
No, that's true. A lot of people didn't get the chance to experience the stuff we experienced. You know, like me being, the Freaknik. You know, me being in the South at that time and going to every Freaknik and every, you know what I'm saying, to the point where, like you said, they shut it down. I remember the last two Freakniks, they used to take down downtown Atlanta and stuff like that. They used to shut it down because it used to be so many black folks, but they used to make so much money. They made more money, you know what I'm saying, making money when that came than anything.
Yo, we got my boy in the building. Peace to the God. Hey, yo, Mr. Chuck.
Yes, sir.
Shut off your YouTube. You got your YouTube on your computer, right?
No, I'm on my phone. I'm actually about to get out my car in like 10 minutes.
All right, go. All right, but cool. Yo, do you remember all this? Do you remember the South Carolina Bike Weekend, the Philly Greek Fest, Virginia Beach Weekend, Memorial Day, Cancun, and Miami?
Oh, yes. Hell yes.
Right.
Hell yeah. Bike festival, especially South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. Shit, yeah.
Yo, bruh. Do you remember the first one you went to, bruh? And I'm gonna say it real. The first one you went to, bruh. I ain't talking about even going to down the shore to the Greek Fest. I'm talking about the first fest you went to, bruh. I know you gotta remember it, bruh, because I'm about to pull out. You from Brick City.
I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm 50. So I went to listen, I've been going since 91, maybe 92.
Yeah. But what about the bike week in North New Jersey back in the day?
Oh yeah, Springfield Avenue. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then they went to Weekway Park.
Springfield Avenue, then they went to Weekway Park, then they went over to Oval Park in East Orange in L-Town.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know about Oval.
That was the first one we started going to, right? We didn't know. Then we heard about Belmar.
Oh no. See, listen. That wasn't the first one. First one I went to was Jones Beach was that before it was actually Jones Beach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jones Beach was actually that spot before it became Jones Beach. Jones Beach was like more of a drag race scene, but with DJs out there, you know what I mean, that's playing that shit. But it was like a car festival, more of a car festival. You know what I mean? Like Bike Week in Myrtle Beach. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like the Virginia Beach, like on the strip right there in PA. Same thing, just the car show. Exactly. You go down one way, you can't come back down the other way. You got to go all the way back around.
Break it up, bro. Break it up.
Oh, I said just like in PA. I said just like down the strip in Virginia Beach. You can go one way. You cannot come back the other way. You got to go all the way back around. Same thing. It was lit back then.
Definitely lit.
But everybody they was talking about how it wasn't like sexual harassment and rapes going on back then. That was going on.
That's bullshit. That's been going on forever. It's just the fact that the police and everybody was heavy on it, and especially there, because you got to realize back then. Now think about this. Back then, even though it's legal and shit now, you know how much cocaine, weed, and alcohol was going through all that shit back then? Motherfuckers don't come on no sexual harassment, especially if you go to these bike festivals. These bitches walk around with their titties and ass out. They want you to touch it.
Well, that's just like it was, like I was telling Born, like Freaknik, you know what I'm saying? The first year when I went back in the beginning of the 90s, when I was down in the South, man, people don't realize you pull right up before you get off the exit, you're going to get in a traffic jam. You'll be seeing somebody getting smashed right there in the car, or somebody on the side of the grass, or they butt naked and they point, you know what I'm saying, on top of the cars. It was crazy. It was something people don't realize.
When we first pulled into the bike festival, I remember the one in South Carolina at Myrtle Beach. We first pulled in, and if anybody knows, when you pull into Myrtle Beach, it's like you're pulling into a whole new zone and shit, because you got that big ass, I don't know if they still got that big ass what you call it, the air thing that goes up in the air and around. Let's just say Myrtle Beach Bike Festival. It was lit up. So when we walked in, soon as we pulled in, everybody's was in the parking lot of IHOP. We gets out because we see the crowd. We see all the chicks dancing. Man, we walked in IHOP. It was two dudes with the doors open, got two chicks banging, bent over at the motherfucking at by the sink, giving it to them. Like, this is me.
Yeah, I remember I went to the first one in 92. I was in North Carolina visiting my family shit for the summer, you know what I'm saying? Me and my cousin Larry Tyson and my boy Little T, Thomas Wise, you know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of us, Joe. We all drove down to Atlanta and shit, right? We was young as hell, man. I think I was like 16, bro. And George make it salute.
What's going on? Man? Salute, Mac. I see you in the building. Yeah. Hey, this joint right there, my wheelhouse, because for years on my channel, I've been talking about this stuff. I did a video. I got videos where I always tell all the kids 30 and under, come sit down next to Uncle George and let me tell you a story about 94. And on my channel, I've been telling this. I was like, listen, your daddy wasn't shit, your mama was a hoe. Your mama never told your mama never told you. Your mama never told you. Your mama never told you who your daddy was because she got pregnant with you in the pool in Cancun, man.
Yeah, I mean, see what they trying to do now with this Me Too stuff and the year of the woman and all this stuff going on. They trying to bring this out now to paint men in a bad light, and it's going to hurt black men. That's what they're doing. Because look at the time, and they want to bring it out now with all the accusations, all the stuff they're doing with women. So now they're going to highlight all that bullshit. When really, if you was there, if you was at Virginia Bike Weekend, South Carolina Bike Weekend, Virginia Beach Weekend, Philly Greek Fest, man, listen, I'm gonna tell people coming in, women was selling pussy for $10 on 10 cents on a dollar, man. It was just pussy was being sold, niggas was stealing. It is what it is. We're gonna tell the truth. We're gonna tell the truth and just put it on the table. After 2 o'clock, cheeks was slapping all everywhere, in every hotel room. Nigga, we used to go and buy whole floors, and women run in the room, man. That's just what it was. We gotta tell it for what it is. I mean, a lot of these women today might be saved, sanctified, and delivered, but in '92, you was a hoe.
Listen, I tell everybody, all this shit going on social media, nigga, Instagram been happening since the 90s for us. We've been seeing this shit. It's just that these chicks now are putting it in pictures. This shit
wasn't no social media then. It just wasn't no social media then.
But even New Orleans, chicks was getting naked to get them beads.
Oh yeah, Mardi Gras. That's that Mardi Gras. Fact. That's just how that went. Yeah, that's how that went. That's just a part of their ritual. So that's just what that is. You know what I mean?
Down there in Louisiana too, they still got what you got, the Essence Festival. I mean, it's the same shit, just more toned down. But like you say, '94 was a year. Yeah.
And just think of this, right? Like the Essence Festival, they used to had in the Bahamas one year. But just check this out, right? The Greek picnic was crazy as fuck. But any of y'all ever been to Memorial Day weekend Cancun?
I haven't been to that one.
Listen, right? Because you down in Greek, they wilding out. But when you in Cancun, listen, man. That's why Nelly had the song. We got sneakers can't leave Cancun. And when you in Cancun, the girl you wanted to fuck from around the way, that might have a boyfriend that wouldn't let you fuck. Oh, Cancun, you drop a couple $. See, and then remember back in the day, tricking was normal. You had pimp, players, and tricks. And tricks.
It was good to trick if you had it back then.
Yeah, because when you was hustling, the pimps love the drug dealer because he got money. He got money. He paying. My old head used to call it. We pay a hoe to leave. I'm a hustler. I ain't got time for all that, nigga. You talking to it now? I fucked it last night. That was the saying here in Philly. What he used to say? I ain't praying. I'm paying after 2. I'm slaying. Right. I mean, that was a different time. It was so much money. I remember going to, I remember '89 going to Virginia Beach weekend. That's when they had the riot there in '89. And then,
that was '89. Actually, you said Virginia Beach?
Yeah, '89.
I was there in '89.
Yeah, that's when they had the riot.
Yeah.
And I remember going back in '91. That was the first time I went down there, man. I remember Teddy Riley and my old head from here, he got killed a couple years ago, Squally. They was down there in their Lamborghinis and shit. It was down there during that time. See, these kids, they can't even imagine nothing like that. And not fuck rappers. It was niggas. Jersey, Philly, New York, Detroit, niggas down there in Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces and shit.
Listen, I was down in motherfucking bike festival in Myrtle Beach in '91. Was it '91, '92? And Evans shut that bitch down. Rayful and the boys came from DC and shut that bitch down. I was there for that. Like, it was crazy. I'm sitting there looking like, who was these? Like, I'm talking car, like the hottest cars back then, just right behind each other, traveling slow. I'm like, who the fuck is these niggas?
Yeah. You know, check this out. No, it was some funny shit. In '92 when I went, right? I was expecting to see my people from Jersey. When I went down there, man, the ones that wasn't locked up, the whole E-Port posse, all the niggas from the E-Port posse, the ones that was in the jail, it was all the all niggas was getting it, bro.
Only one probably wasn't there. Sean probably wasn't there because I think Sean got locked up early.
Yeah, and I know Bilal wasn't there.
They were gone. Yeah, they were both gone.
I can tell you some Jersey dudes. I don't know who they was, but I remember they saying their names. I remember 95 or 94 Philly Greek picnic. You know, our joint was huge. And everybody, it was at Fairmont Park. Fairmont Park, okay. Yeah, so you always had your Detroit niggas come through, but I remember it was some niggas from Newark. They call themselves the Zoo Crew or something.
Oh
Philly
yeah,
Zoo
was.
oh
Crew,
yeah,
yeah.
Man,
Zoo
that
Crew,
nigga was down there in every goddamn thing you can imagine. That's the first time I saw an NSX, a Target Top. It came through Jersey, North Jersey, and they had like Zoo Crew shirts on. I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck is these niggas?
You see, let me tell you something about them. I'm gonna just put two or three or four together. It's 3, maybe 4 top dogs that ever came out of New York. We all know Akbar was one. Money Making She was 2. If anybody know about Money Making She from Prince Street
I'm
Project,
talking about
well,
my uncle.
I know. Yeah,
My uncle.
I forgot that's your uncle. Yeah, my bad, my bad. So yeah, your uncle was that. I'm pretty sure you knew he was that dude. That
Yeah,
dude.
true.
Only dude I ever seen. We talking 86, 87. Came through in a motherfucking in a Jeep with Gucci interior. That shit don't happen back in 86. This is she, nigga. I'm talking. She had millions before 90 hit.
Bro, feel like this. I remember one time he was riding through, right? He had the Louis Vuitton Jeep, you know what I'm saying, with the biggest system of that shit, yo.
That was you talking about the red truck. You talking about the red truck.
The red truck, yeah.
Yep.
The square one, the box one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was the first dude I seen. He was the first dude I seen with a hard top truck that had the hard top taken off. The first one. She was the first one that happened.
Oh yeah, that was up in Jersey because in Philly, them niggas was doing that shit down here. I remember the boy from South Philly took the Lexus Coupe, SC 400. He cut the top off.
Yeah,
I mean, he came through with his
she was
hands
the
on
first
that
one I
shit.
seen do that in like 87.
Yeah.
About 87, 88, yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing when Philly Greek Picnic and the Freaknik was like the biggest. But I remember,
but Philly was Greek Fest, but all was called Freaknik. People don't understand it.
Yeah, see, to me, it's a difference in the Freaknik and the Greek Fest. That Greek Fest is pretty much.
Yeah.
That was something like. Let me say this: Freaknik is exactly what it sounds like.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Let me just say that.
I was
Freaknik
there.
is exactly what it sounds like. So.
Yeah.
Freaknik is the South. So let's just say we all older. Let's just take the Freaknik out for a minute, and let's just back in the day go to a party in Atlanta or down in Florida or Alabama. They party way and dance way different than we did up north. When we was kids and went down there, and we saw that. When we went to them colleges, you said, "Oh shit."
Plus, you got to realize everything down in the South area back then was on booty music. It wasn't that real hip hop shit. It was all popping and real booty music.
That loop.
You had Doodoo at that time when I was in the South. You had Doodoo Brown.
Man, you had
Splack. You had the Splack Pack.
Splack Pack.
Hold on. You had Tipsy Roll.
Yeah.
Truly speaking, you're right, but we're talking even before that.
Yeah, we had all of it. We had a lot of. We had Nemesis because everything was designed around the woofers, the 808. So if you know what I'm saying, if you ain't had no beat, like when I was coming up, the first thing you did when you got a car, you went and put a system in there. You know what I'm saying? I had the 212s, the 412s,
the 4, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And the real niggas, if you got the money, you put the wall in the back.
Exactly, just to get that big bass, and all you hear is boom, boom, boom. You don't hear nothing else.
I remember when I was a kid, right? I was a kid, but Loud used to be like blocks away. We knew it was him, like for 5 blocks away. You feel the vibration of the music on the street, bro. That's how loud the system was.
Yeah,
you feel the vibration on the street.
Yeah. I think Bilal was the first person I seen with a GS3. I ain't never seen nobody with a GS3 Lex until Black. He might have been the first one I seen.
And see, Virginia Beach Weekend and Greek Fest in Philly was more like come show your cars and get with some hoes. When you went to Freaknik, that was like a fucking big ass twerking party for 3 days.
I tell anybody. The ugliest dirtiest dude could have went down there, and if he ain't getting no ass, it just wasn't meant for him to get.
And that's what we used to say. Like the Freaknik used to be so crazy down here in the South. Niggas would go and let me tell you how wild it was back then. If you was getting money, niggas would go rent cars, go rent the car, then go to the rim shop and put rims on the car, and then strike out and go to Freaknik. Man, it's crazy. I used to be.
Listen, you go to any one of these venues and you get snow pussy, nigga, you gay.
Yeah, you whack.
Let's put this on the table too for the detractors, right? Because you know how I know it wasn't a whole lot of rapes down there, a whole lot. I mean, I'm not saying that you didn't have any. Let me tell you why it wasn't a whole lot of rapes. Because back in the day, these young boys don't get it. In my era, if we going down Freaknik, and I might take, let's just say I take 30,000 with me down there, and it's 10 of us. When I get some pussy and we paying for it, we all getting some pussy. Because we gonna take 4 or 5 hoes, and I'm gonna put some money in their pocket. I'm gonna make sure they fuck everybody. That's the way we did it. Everybody did that. I don't care where you were from. If I got my money, he fucking too.
Yo, but you gotta think about it too. It was also people with money. Hold on 1 second. You echo. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. All right, people with money that still used to take the punani.
It was, but it was like my thing is back then, chicks and dudes knew what they were there for. That was the thing to me. Everybody knew what you. If you went to the freak, you went to Freaknik, you knew what you was there for. You knew what you was there.
George, you got your.
Yeah. Hold on, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Hold on.
Yeah, you know what you was there for. That's what it was about, man. But I was young. The first one it was 92. I was young as hell, bro. And my cousins, my older cousins, all took me to Atlanta. We was like 4 cars deep. At that time, I never had been to Atlanta. Well, I got a taste of that, bro. That Freaknik.
I know you lost your mind when you pulled in town.
Man, I'm a Jersey nigga, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Exactly. I know about Belmar and stuff like that.
Right.
And the bike festivals and things of that nature.
But now you pulling into a state where they're real thick. It's bacon pancakes and grits around
Waffle House everywhere. Yeah, we got Waffle House, we grits and all that stuff. Number 4, you know what I'm saying? You got the big red. That's back then. Remember when they used to say a true thick red bone? That's when the red bones was out during that time. Yeah. We remember them.
When they say Georgia peaches, they meant that shit.
I didn't never see women that was just so many women built like that. So I went down Georgia. Well, I went down Atlanta like in '93, and I remember just being in the airport. I'm like, because you up north, you see fat ass everywhere, but I never seen women, so many black women built like that in the South. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? Everybody was just big.
Yeah. It wasn't just in Georgia. This is Virginia.
It was everywhere.
North Carolina.
Everywhere. But when you down, because I'm gonna tell you, when you go to Florida, like Miami, South Florida is a little different. But when you start coming up towards like Jackson, Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, because like what they try to replace the Freaknik with, what they got that new thing, Mocha Fest.
Down by the beach week. South Beach week.
Yeah, that shit crazy. That shit crazy too. But
I don't think they come no thicker than Georgia women. I don't think they come no thicker.
No, they call them Georgia peaches
for a reason.
Don't forget about Miami. Don't forget about MIA.
Yeah, but I don't think they thicker than Georgia.
Miami not as thick as Georgia though. Miami is thick though. They more fit. Miami try to be more fit. But when you go to Georgia, Alabama, you ever see Alabama girls? Oh, man.
It's like they eat the whole sack of potatoes without cooking them, just cutting them. They just bite them and eat them. Like they thick as hell.
Cross know about that.
Oh yeah, the dirty South. So that's why I'm saying, like, people don't realize, like, and then what the thing about it was, we was already in the South, so most niggas already getting money. So like you said, a lot of y'all that came from the Midwest, even the West Coast, even especially the East Coast came down there. It used to blow their mind because they came down there on some, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got a whole bunch of money and, this is how we rock. But then they come to the South, they seeing these niggas with the rims, with the bass, and these females ain't even on that. And remember back in the days, even if you had money, the females just wanted to kick where the party was at. They didn't want after the money. They just wanted to be around niggas with the money. They never
tell you something. Think about this. Think about this. A lot of connects down there too. You made a lot of connects.
Well, I guess what you're trying to say, bro, my brother, is from my experience was up north, the women was about money, tricking. You had to have a couple dollars. When you went down south, the women was a little different. They just wanted to have a good time. It wasn't just about your money. Now the down south girls did like the up north dudes because of our swag. We had the up north
That's right.
swag. But you ain't have
That's
to
right.
you ain't have to give them a lot of money to fuck. If you in New York, if you in Philly, you got to give a chick some money if you gonna fuck. You ain't getting no pussy if you ain't got no money. You can just cancel that. It's
I look at it like this. Think about this. Why do you think every rapper back in the day moved to Atlanta? Once they got there, especially them California guys, once they got there, it's like, nigga, I'm not leaving this. Is you crazy? You see this?
The woman was more humble, man. The women was more, it was different. It was a different type of woman in the South. It's called Southern hospitality. Yeah,
it went from being up north to chicks like, fuck you want, to when you down south, they're like, hey, like, oh shit, word, I'm getting attention. Hey,
hold on, bro. Yo, bro, I'm gonna tell you some funny shit. It's one day we was at my family. We had a family reunion shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin, her girlfriends came over, right? We was talking, right? And this girl said, say that again. I'm like, what? They want to hear you talk, bro, because they ain't used to.
They ain't used to the slang, right?
Yeah.
Right. And we used to always say, and Jeezy came out and we used to always say, people, we don't talk, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just we don't talk fast, you just listen slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like they don't get ain't nothing slow about the South. Ain't nothing slow. They just y'all just don't listen because you know in the East Coast growing up, we used to give the gab. In the South, they move differently, but they be on it.
Facts, though. I'm gonna tell you, man. Like I said, when I went down 92, I had the best time of my life. Went down 92 and went down 93 because both of them years I went down to North Carolina to visit. You know what I'm saying? I was going to have the business too, though. So we all went there. We enjoyed ourselves. Now 94, I didn't make the 94. In 94, when I was sitting behind somebody's bars in Union County Jail.
Yeah.
So I missed the 94, but 92, 93, and then 91, 90. Yo, I'm talking about the Belmar shit. Even with the Belmar, 91, 90. I was a young boy. And 91, 90, that's when Belmar was going there. They turned the Belmar out.
That's when every hustler from the East went down. Every hustler.
Yeah. Nobody know about no Asbury Park. I know about Asbury Park a lot of Paradise because
I know about Asbury Park. I'm from Jersey, but I thought Asbury Park was whack compared to every last one of them.
Yo, Asbury, but a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people that didn't know about Asbury Park because a lot of people that didn't travel outside their town. A lot of people, the first they go was Broadway.
Yeah,
that's the shit. They wouldn't go. You know what I'm saying? The first they go was Broadway.
Yeah, they ain't on that point.
But then when everybody start getting money and people start talking about Belmar, Asbury Park, the Greek Festival, they're like, oh hell, we going down there. When they went down there, it blew their minds.
Yeah, and then they heard about the Virginia Beach one. Then Belmar became obsolete.
Yeah, Virginia Beach was popping before Philly Greek Picnic and Freaknik. It was Virginia Beach first. That's where everybody was going to at that time. Yeah. That's where
New York niggas
video did they rap video in '92. Nice and Smooth. They did that video over there.
Oh yeah, the Wick you talking about?
Yeah,
and the Guru.
Yeah. And Reps in Effects did Rump Shaker.
And don't forget they did Rump Shaker then too.
That's where my man Squally, rest in peace. He was on a boat with what's the name in the video. That was
hold on. Peace, Pretty Girl Love Trap. Y'all check out her channel. She be doing the shit on all the ghost powers, all that shit, bro.
I don't know, Pretty Girl. I don't know. I gotta see a picture.
I've been watching. You told me last time, King. I went over there and I watched some of it the other day. She do her shit, man. Hey, Pretty Girl Love. I listen. You got to follow me. I already start following you. She do her shit over there, man.
Hey, hold up. Pretty Girl Love Trap by that age anyway, so her mother's definitely safe.
Yeah.
Now,
listen, Pretty Girl Love Trap. You got to follow her in down Tutla. She started following you the other day. Once she told me to go over there and look. I've been following you. You do your numbers over there, honey. I ain't mad at you.
Hey, look, I'm only following her because she pretty on what's her name? I ain't even look. I just seen the picture.
No, but she get deep into the power and power too. She get deep into that shit. Like she does though. I respect it.
Right. And it's no fault now.
No fault, yeah, definitely. Y'all follow her, man. She do her thing.
I watch quite a few of them channels though. You know what I'm saying? And that's how. What's up?
Hey, tell me if I'm wrong though. when we was up north before we start going down south, and like we have our parties up here, like Detroit, Baltimore niggas used to come through DC. We like the newest cars with the MCM rag tops and all that kind of stuff. When I went down south and I seen them low riders and them Chevys with sitting on them big rims with the Kool-Aid man on there, I ain't like that shit. I ain't like none of that shit.
No, the motherfuckers said, what's that shit called? What's that shit called? It was I always wanted one. It was a Chevy.
Oh, you talking about box Chevy?
Yeah, the box Chevy.
The box Chevy, but something else. It's called.
Yeah, Caprice. The Caprice.
Not the Caprice. Not the Caprice. No, not the Caprice.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Which one?
Damn.
You talking about the Impala? The Impala.
No, not the Impala. Not the Impala. It's another one called. It had a square back. It always had a tail on it. It was.
They had them Buick Regals. They had them Buick Regals with the amps in the back and all that shit.
You had the Regals. You had the Regals, the Caprices, the Cutlass. Yeah, I'm trying to think. The Impalas.
It's the other one too.
We was coming down there 735s and all kinds of shit. Benz coupes.
Yeah. Oh, yo, don't forget about the Mustang GT.
We had. Oh yeah. But everybody had like a Mustang GT or damn. Why can't I'm drawing blanks now. The 5.0. What's the one from the 5.0?
The 5.0.
Yeah, 5.0s.
What's the one that look like the 5.0? Shit, but it's more expensive. It'll come to me in a minute, but we used to get the white seats piped in with the deep dish hammers on that motherfucker. And when we went down south, we come down south with all that type of shit. And these motherfuckers, they got the McLaren. My OG had the McLaren. He had the McLaren. Yeah, he had the McLaren with the ostrich skin seats piped in. He go down there, them niggas riding old schools. We like, man, what the fuck is this? Nigga, you see what this shit is?
Because at that time, remember, that's when, especially when Outkast dropped that Players Ball, oh man, we started getting them Fleetwood lacs. We was putting the Dayton's on the Fleetwood lacs, the McLeans on them. You know what I'm saying? The candy paint. Put the candy paint in there with the diamond tuck in there. We used to drive leather. We used to ride with leather because we smoked too much, and if you was really getting money, you supposed to never let your seats burn. You know what I'm saying? It was just shit like that with the brains blowed out.
Man, I saw a dude had a fucking box Chevy that was yellow with Big Bird on the front. I thought that shit was a joke, man. That shit was crazy to me. I like it now, but back then we come down there, niggas in Beamers and everything. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yo, bro. I had a converter van with hammers on that shit, and I had a bed in that shit. That's when they had the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? I had the captain seats. Yo, I got that shit on a low too. I love that shit.
No, I had a white 760 Volvo back then. My uncle gave it. Yeah, passed it down to me. It had the BBSs on it with the white and red seats piped in. Back then, because you know, back then over here, they used to go and buy the cars outright.
Right. Well, like in the South, the thing was because we knew how to police, but at the same time, a lot of young dudes was at that time. Every dude paid cash for their car, but then you take the car, before you drove the car going in the shop, you finna put the candy paint on it, and you're gonna have it right. You know what I'm saying? And in the South, most cats I know had 2-3 cars. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand. It was cats that was getting my homeboy was getting a lot of money, and we could have bought those foreign whips. It just wasn't their thing. A lot of them wanted to get it, but then we just couldn't go get it because in the South, the white folks would watch it versus on the East Coast, that's just prevalent. That was just something you did. In the South, boy, you mess around and drive a foreign car in the hood, man, they gonna get your ass.
Well, you gotta remember, see, if we go back to them days up north since the 60s and 70s, that hustling was a way of life. It was like, that's why I said, when you went down south, certain places you went down south, you couldn't even get drugs like that. They wasn't fucking with none of that. They was just regular people, Southern. Remember back in the day, King, when you act up, because all of us from the East Coast got family in the South. They all said to you, you act up, I'm gonna send your ass down south with your uncles in them.
Yeah.
Because down south was cool. So when we went down south, we was faster than them. because of where we came from. We lived in cities stacked on top of each other where it was all about money and murder. Yeah. So you go down to them cities down south, they got wild after a while, but they was more family oriented.
But I'm gonna tell you something. We the ones that put that shit in the cities down south because you gotta think about it. We bring all the drugs. We like, oh yo, we're making this money up here. Imagine we can make that in Virginia or North Carolina or South Carolina. You can sell a dollar for $100.
Well, and you're right. And another thing too, from the South, what we was to see in the East when back those days, especially me growing up in the East, and then I moved to the South, people didn't realize the South at that time in the East was really connected because it wasn't connected because the South only fucked with back when we was coming up. It was shit like listening to Sebo, you know, because we was on the Master P's with a lot of West Coast shit that we listened to. People don't realize a lot of the West Coast music the South used to fuck with heavy, you know what I'm saying? Because it was certain that, you know, especially getting money, like the E40s, especially when E40 came out, Sprinkle Me, man, like Mac shit Dre, like that. We was on that.
Mac Dre them.
Mac Dre, yeah, we was on that stuff in the South.
Yeah. No, I agree. And one thing about the South, when you got to like Georgia, parts of northern Florida, South Carolina, places like that, as opposed, a lot of guys up north went down south because them South niggas was loyal than them motherfucker, man. Yeah, north niggas steal from you in your face and lie to you. Up north nigga shoot you in your fucking head while y'all breaking bread and come to your mom's funeral and cry with him. That's what South niggas wasn't like that, man. Them niggas was
they wasn't like that.
Yeah, that's you know what I'm saying. That's crazy, right? Because what was it? It was, I think it was Belmar went to, and I seen Rich Porter and Al Porter was at Belmar, like 90, 91, yo. It was deep as hell. We had mad niggas from New York, Common Harlem, Queens niggas, you know what I'm saying? It was deep as hell. And then we had the Jersey niggas, we had Philly, it was Jersey, Philly, Detroit, all that shit was cracky, yo. You made a lot of connects at them events, bro. Like I said, I made a lot of connects.
See, Queasy 13 said no, the South wasn't. See, this is the thing, right? I don't know how old you are, Queasy 13, but when you see, if you go back to the 80s, the South wasn't experiencing murders like New York City and Philly. Washington, D.C. was the murder capital. Baltimore was right behind it. Fucking New York was 5 cities in one, and all of them averaged over 500-600 homicides. Everybody.
Hey, hold on, don't forget about Camden, New Jersey.
Oh, I was getting there.
The murder capital of the world.
The whole East Coast corridor. So for the South, when you come from Philly, we having like 600 homicides every year. When you go down the South, they may have their little wild spots, but it's nothing like up north. So when we come down there, we like, man, shit, I can sit back and chill here.
Oh, no, who said South Carolina? We grew up in New York music. He wasn't saying about. You talking about the music.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I'm about to say, because the violence down south, they wasn't with all that violence like that. But see, one thing about Southern niggas though, let's not get it twisted. They'll kill you in a fucking heartbeat. But they wasn't with all that violence like we was in the North.
And like he was saying too, he's saying, and again, I understand what he's saying. He's saying South Carolina. And when we talking about the South, we talking about Alabama. We talking about Mississippi. I said SOUF.
Yeah, the deep South. You gotta say the deep South.
Yeah, the South, that red clay. I know North Carolina because I got family in North Carolina. I'm from VA. So when we used to go to Carolina, that was country.
Yeah.
Don't forget now. We used to say they was, you know what I'm saying? That was the closest thing to country to us when we went to go to see our family and go to the family reunions in Carolina.
And my family from a Bay, North Carolina, Scotland, North Carolina, you better not wear no white sneakers out there. Them shit's gonna be dusty as hell.
Or that red clay gonna get it. That red clay gonna tear your shoes up. You got to rinse them off and everything.
See, if you from Jersey, New York, or Philly, like the first part of the South to us was Virginia. But one thing I learned was when you got to Virginia, but then my family was from like Florida, down in Florida and Georgia and stuff like that before you get to the Caribbean. When you was in Virginia, but if you went to Alabama, you knew you was in the South. God damn.
Or Mississippi. Mississippi with the oil rigs. Mississippi Mississippi, they got the Fisher boats, they got oil rigs. Yo,
everything, bro.
Everything that motherfucker. You know
Right.
what I'm
So
saying?
just like that's like me. Imagine a kid coming from Portsmouth, Virginia, living in Newport News, grew up in the bottom, and then I moved to go when I got into middle school to come to the South to Alabama. Nigga, that was the first time I ever seen that many white people in my life. It was a culture shock.
Yeah.
Because I was used to being around, you know what I'm saying, growing up in the projects, growing up in the hood in Prentice Park, Swanson Homes. That's all I knew. I was used to hearing, the first time I said, man, this was weird, was when I didn't hear gunshots. That's what messed me up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that was the South, yo.
But you might did it. But you know, I was with the South too. The first time I was called nigga, I was in the South.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yo, listen, I'm gonna tell you when you know you in the South. I was in the South in Florida. My cousins got up at 3:00 in the morning one night, and I didn't know what the fuck they was doing. I thought they was gonna get out and chop some wood or something. Them niggas was going out to catch alligators, yo. They would catch them and you would get paid money depending on how big the alligator was, but they was catching them with their hands, yo.
Wow.
Their hands in the net. Alligators at 3:30 in the morning. They would go out because that's when they would come out. They would get on the boat and go get them and come back with them.
Right. In Florida, I remember in Florida, in certain parts of Georgia, and even Alabama, you catch an alligator walk across your lawn, bro.
Bro, they used to go hunting for them, man. And they used and if you got family in Florida or Mississippi, Alabama, some of y'all that may be watching may know this. Some of your uncles and them used to go out and hunt wild boar. They would go like shoot them, go out and hunt them because they was overriding the South, fucking the crops up. Man, that's how you know you got motherfucking family in the South. I do. I see it. I wasn't fucking.
No, that's a fact. You see them over, going down some of these back roads, highways. You see them dead on the road. Don't let them be fresh. A mother might take it and throw it in the whip and take it to the crib.
Well, you know why they was doing that though? Somebody white probably brought in some wild boar from another country, and they, wild boar, they spread like roaches. They brought them, into Alabama and Florida, and they bred them with the boar that was down there. So now they grow to like 700 pounds, and they got these big tusks. So the white boys be down there in Florida, and Alabama, and Mississippi. They be down there hunting them, shooting them down because it's too many of them. And they come in, they be tearing up shit in your yard, the crops. They send the dogs to hunt for them.
Yo. That was crazy. Then, then they had the wild turkeys. I never seen a wild turkey until I was there.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's funny though? When I was younger, I never wanted to move down south. I like to visit, but now down approaching 50, me and my wife, we just came back from her mom is in Jacksonville, and my family is in Tampa, and then in South Florida, right? I never wanted to move to the South, but as I'm approaching 50. I don't mind getting the fuck out of Philly and moving there now, taking my youngest child and raising them down there. It's too fucked up here. I sat on her fucking porch down in Jacksonville for a whole week, man. It was just, I never got that much rest in the last 10 years, man.
It's crazy. So you just sitting on it and just watch the cars ride by.
Yeah, I know I'm getting old, but I enjoyed it though.
Enjoyed it. Yeah, and that's one reason why we moved. I ended up moving back from the West Coast. I came back here and I brought my kids. Because again, it's that control, that like they say, the Bible Belt is that area where people, everybody might not be accountable for, but you got enough people around to say, hey, you ain't supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the kids and trying to raise kids, and the kids flourish because they see other kids doing it.
George Macon. Free girl of trash. Want to know how y'all feel about something?
I got an answer for that. I got an answer for that. Well, in our era, when you left up north, because see up north, and this ain't no shade on the women up north, because we was the same. Everything was fast paced. So and everything was about money. Women was tricking, niggas was tricking. It was big money. So if you playing the street game, the women, like they had the song, you got to have a J-O-B if you want to be. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. The women wasn't playing, nigga. Yeah. You want this pussy. You want this pussy. You got to buy a house, nigga. You got to buy a car, nigga. You got to spend that money. That's what it was. When you went down south, most of the women doing 25, 30 years ago, the women wasn't like that. The women was more, because their experiences up north wasn't the women experience. The experiences of the South wasn't the experience of the women in the North. So it was slower. they was just more about Southern hospitality. And when we went down there, man, a lot of times you found a wife because you couldn't believe that she was just fucking nice. So got up when you finished having sex with her, she got up and went and got a rag and wiped you off and made
you know,
more of us, like you're saying, more of a submissive spirit.
It was a more submissive spirit, yes, and that's no knock to the sister.
To me,
up north was a hellhole.
Right. To me, the difference is the women down there are more disciplined with wanting to maintain a relationship, to whereas up east, it's all a money play for the women up there.
It's for both of us. It's just, it's just wow. Everything is moving 1,000 miles. You ever notice when you go down south, everything is super slow?
Super slow.
Everything is 1,000 miles a second.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know, also I'm gonna keep it real because, like I said, I was married to a South woman. I'm gonna keep it real. That was the most horrible relationship I've had in my life. I'm 100%.
It happens.
Yeah, but it was some good women down south. You know what I'm saying? But I had my best relationships. I guess it comes from being knowing each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, y'all understand each other. Y'all understand each other.
Yeah. So that was from up here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my best relationships was probably up here too, because I with women that understood my move, the way I'm moving. But the women in the South, man, the women in the South
the women in the South cater to you more than the East.
Yes,
they
and
cater to us more.
I'm gonna keep it I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. Let me just be honest. Women in the South back then didn't have access to money the way women in the North did either. So they would cater to their man a little more. Down south, that there was no unions. There was like if you look at the whole totality of the women in the South 30 years ago, as opposed to the women in the North 30 years ago. Women in the North 30 years ago had more, especially East Coast Corridor, had more access to resources than women in the South.
Yeah,
thanks.
And a lot of times too, because again, being brought up around in a close-knit area and been there for years, and the family know, like a lot of times it was a lot of that family-oriented thing in the South where you just didn't go out and go do anything, and you roll with that person all the way to the end because that's what grandmama did, and that's what auntie and them do. You see what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah, because I'm keeping it real, man. I love the South to go visit, and I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm gonna be real. That was my second home. I love Charlotte, North Carolina, bro, because you had the southern and the city mix. You know what I'm saying? It was like
wait a minute. Pretty little thing. You asked us a question. Let's reverse that question. You answer it now. Let's do that.
Right.
Let's reverse that question. Pretty little thing. Reverse that question. Let me get your answer.
Blue Kev.
Kev back in the Kev Clubhouse, yo. But man, yo. But yo, I want y'all to see something. I want to play something.
Salute, Kev.
Fair use. I want y'all to check this out real quick. Hit the mute, y'all.
1995. The Braves that won the World Series. Marta's pair was $1.50. Powerball tickets went on sale for the first time in Georgia. And Andre 3000 let the world know that the South got something to say. And in Atlanta, 1995 also marked the beginning of the end of the phenomenon known as Freaknik. During a time where news spread through the word of mouth rather than social media, and there were no camera phones, only camcorders, Black students of the Atlanta University Center, or the AUC, curated one of the biggest, raunchiest, most out-of-control spring break festivals the culture has seen to this day. Think hundreds of thousands of Black people cruising through the gridlocked streets of Atlanta in the flyest cars with the best sound system blasting Goody Mob, 2 Live Crew, and Adina Howard. Killer Mike described it as an unorganized Mardi Gras of sorts. That was all about showing your car, your girl showing off their body.
All right. That's why you can't have this shit.
That brought back memories just there. That brought back memories.
But he said 95. We talking before 95. He wasn't here old enough to remember. So
but that was when it really like most people like the Freaknik when from 94, 95, that's when it blew up. Like it was like
95 was a beautiful time too. Don't get it fucked up.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta remember, if you go back to 89 to like 93, that was like the dope boy era, and these places was big.
The dope boy golden years.
Yeah, we was dope boy, but I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you why 94, 95 it blew up, because the rappers started coming and attending, and when Snoop Dogg went down there, that's when he dropped his album in 94. when the rappers started putting the cameras on it down in Georgia, it blew up. But it was already big in '91 in Philly and in other places. But when they start putting the cameras on it with the rappers, it went into the hip hop thing. That's when it blew.
I tell everybody, 87 and 93, that's that Reagan era. That's that money.
Right.
Yeah, that was that money.
That's that money.
I'm gonna tell you, South Carolina bike weekend. I mean, not South Carolina, Virginia Beach weekend when Nice and Smooth did their video, and then in '91 when Rump Shaker '92 they did the Rump Shaker video. It was popping, but once the South and the rappers started going into the South and putting the cameras down there, putting in their music, it blew up way worldwide. It blew up worldwide.
Okay.
Because remember, if you go back separate from Luke videos, because that's the South. If you go back and look at Rex and Effects video, that was probably the first video.
Hold on.
Pretty girl love. That ain't answering the question. That ain't answering the question. Pretty girl love.
She's got the husband in it. She's got the husband in it, right?
Yeah, that ain't answering the question. No, you won't, lady. No, you won't. Answer that question, lady.
The Nice and Smooth video was in Atlantic City.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, if you go back to Rex and Effects video, Rump Shaker, that was the first video where somebody from up north was showing women twerking in bikinis and baby suits up north.
Right.
That was the first video because everybody was looking at that shit like, God damn, who them hoes?
I go with that.
That bring back memories right there, boy. Ooh,
look, hey King, let's keep it real. King and Daryl. I can't cross from the South. Where was just remember back in the day when we saw?
No, hold on. Let's clear. We got a disclaimer. I'm from VA. VA. Yeah. I'm a P-town nigga, Newport News nigga, bad news VA. But I moved to the South.
I'm gonna make y'all laugh. How many of y'all remember being up north? Because we're not used to seeing this. When you saw Pop That Coochie video and them girls in that motherfucking house. Whoa, we never seen nothing like that. Unbelievable.
I'm gonna tell you something. When I was in North Carolina, they had these houses, right? These shacks. They had the liquor shit. Yo, I went there. I was like 14 the first time I went one of them shits, yo. They had girls stripping like they was in a strip club.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Houses, bro.
Hold up. 94, A Cross, you probably can vouch for this. 94, I went to Norfolk State University in Virginia in 94.
Okay. Shout out to the green and gold. Shout out to the green and gold.
That's right.
Yeah, I know. That was one of my favorite schools.
And that's when I was down there, that's when Biz had the club right over here and Keith Sweat had the atrium right across the street from him.
Yes.
And being on that strip right there was like Freaknik when they was throwing parties.
That's a fact.
My boy Corey Williams with the Norfolk State thing.
That's my guy. Corey, Charlie Newborn from Lincoln too. Yeah, those are my guys. They play basketball with me. They play ball with me.
I'm gonna tell you when the South and even the West Coast fucked me up. Right, I'm African American and Cuban, so some of my Cuban family live in San Diego. Right, this was 96. We were I was on the West Coast. I was in San Diego, and I was south there talking to some Mexican dudes and some of my family, some black people I know. I swear to God, man, if I'm lying, I'm frying. This woman on skates skated by us in a string thong bikini, red one. String, thong bikini, cheeks everywhere. She just skated right by us. I turned around and was looking with my tongue hanging out. None of them even blinked and looked because they see it all the time. And I was like, yo, they do this shit like this out here. I was like, bro, she would be fucking pulled in the alleyway in Philly if she was doing some shit. I mean, she had a string bikini. I'm talking about this is string going up her cheeks. If she bent over, coochie hanging out. She was just on skates, just skating down the street.
Florida was like that. Florida too, bro.
They started laughing at me, kid. They was cracking up. So my cousin was like, he ain't from out here, man. He never seen nothing like. I was like, bro, they can't do that on the East Coast.
Listen, I tell everybody, orgies was out before porn was out. Nigga, man, listen. Niggas, the chicks used to be like 6 deep in the room, and it's 8, 9 of us, and everybody getting busy. Everybody. Are you kidding me? Oh, I want to say this though. Hey King, we know too many people that's similar, bro. We know too many people together.
I played basketball. I played basketball against Corey, yo.
Yeah, Corey. When you speak to Corey,
play basketball.
When you speak to Corey, ask him about Tut. He gonna be like, "That's my right hand." Like me, him, and Newborn, we went to Norfolk State together. Those my guys.
Yeah. I seen Charlie a few months ago. We was in not the last shit, my bad. Not the last shit we said.
He's still on his barbershop. He had a barbershop last time I seen him. I don't know if he still owns it.
I don't know if he still owns it. I seen him in Lookers.
Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's my guys. Yeah, those my guys, man.
Yeah, but Charlie new boy, you know what I'm saying? Yo, they used to come back from college, bro, and bring us mad shit to the hood, bro.
I used to be with him, like I said, because I'm from Newark. So
you drive back downtown.
Yeah, I used to be with him. That's when he had the green Jetta.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to be with him. Yeah.
We used to play on Adams Street Center. We used to play on First Street Center.
I'd probably didn't play because I used to come in there and play with them all the time. So I probably didn't play right next to you and don't even know it.
Yeah, facts.
Hey, you know what's funny though? Because he said like it was orgies and everything. Well, you get this picture, right? These girls, right? And you get the girl right here on the left holding the drink. That motherfucker right there behind.
Oh, she was the first one everybody was going at because she was a little light skin back then.
Them cheeks, her and the one at the bottom on the right. Them cheeks getting clapped immediately. And you give them a couple hours. But this is the thing, right? This is the thing. They would show up like that, and I really tell people they don't be believing me. That's why I tell people, all y'all 30 and under, listen to me when I'm telling you. We will have whole hotel floors. Girls will come down. If I'm from Philly, I don't want to fuck no Philly girls. I want to fuck the girls from Alabama,
exactly,
from other places. Bro, listen, they was coming down to fuck. They would go. Listen, I knew Philly girls that would go out of town and come back with $5,000, $6,000, $7,000.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So now your mom might be in church, saved, sanctified, loving Jesus, but in '95 she was a hoe. She was a ball juggling hoe. It was what it was. I ain't judging it, but it was.
Fuck 95. She was only that way on Sundays. When Monday came, she was back being a whore, regardless. 95.
That's what it was.
Yeah, everybody knew if you were going. I don't care who you was, you knew, and you had already heard about Freaknik. If you went to Freaknik, you knew. If you was a female, not saying you went down there strictly for that, but you knew you was going there to go holler at some niggas. Back then, we didn't. Y'all gotta remember, we didn't have cell phones. So then, therefore, mothers on pages.
Oh no, niggas had cell phones. They had the big gray ones.
They had the big
gray ones. Yeah, they had the next. Yeah, they had the big ones, the black ones, the Motorola's. I know that. The Star, what is the Star 10 or whatever.
And if you had a beeper, you was a bone.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you. See, this is the thing where we draw the lines, right? See, today the lines are blurred. There is no lines. Let me explain something to you young people. Back in the day, was every woman selling pussy? No. But when you had these events, women came down there to sell pussy. Niggas went to trick. Right. And pimps took hoes down there to make money. Because niggas, hustlers was the biggest tricks. Regular working niggas can't afford to take these trips and fuck these hoes. They gotta go to work. They gotta pay mortgage. Yeah. Hustlers went down there to trick. Tricking was at an all-time high. That's why I said, nigga, I grew up.
Hold on, and they called it tricking back then. They called it tricking back then.
It's called purchasing some pussy.
Yeah, we used to call it back in the days. You balling out, man. We finna go ball out right now. That's just what it was. We finna ball. We finna ball till we fall.
Yeah, we got this thing where listen. I'm telling you, the women today, the same shit y'all doing now with social media, selling pussy and taking flights. They was doing the same thing. Just was no social media. Your mama did it.
Instagram was live in your face. That's what it was. Instagram was live straight in your face. That's it.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you young girls something. Your mama did it better than you because your mama had your steppop bought that house for your mom, put her through nursing school and bought her a car. And he had her.
Your mama, the reason why you do it so well. Fuck is you talking? Your mama started it, and the genes got into you when she finally had you, and now you know how to move the hips and everything else. Like everything your mama had, you got.
Yep, right. She did it first. And she came from an era where dudes actually, he might have had 2 or 3 girls, but he took care of them women. That's why.
I want to show you something real quick. Hold on. Now, this is my boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Salute to O'Shea. We always share shit. Hold on. Who mama is this?
I don't know. Y'all see who is about to release a documentary about 94 Freaknik? Yes. 1994 Freaknik. Yes. they are about to release a documentary. So I'm just now I've been to several Freakniks. 94 was one that I attended. So I'm just praying that Jesus be a fence. I'm
She
praying that
said she gonna
Jesus
be
be a big,
Hey, Daryl, I
tall
might have clapped her
privacy
cheeks. I don't
fence.
know.
That's my prayer. This Easter, this Good Friday. That's my prayer. So, you know, I will say this though. I will say this. Like when they would bring out those video cameras and start recording, I immediately removed myself from the that situation. I never ever was okay with being recorded out there. So hopefully that worked to my benefit, but
We don't
you know,
believe
you
you.
never know. You never know. So the only thing I got is if you see your girl
Look at her lips and
in
her
the
cheeks.
documentary,
Mean
hey
one. Bitch,
man,
you on
at least
camera.
I'm fully clothed. At least all my clothes is on.
She
That's
look like she caked up though.
all I got.
I don't know. She look like
That's
she
the best
caked
I
up.
got. But yeah, y'all, they about to put our
I'm
business up.
looking at the extra meat on the neck. That means she did throw rather well.
So get your parental controls together, and
Yeah, she definitely
I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
Yeah, she thick down there.
Guys, meet Tina. She's a middle-aged lady who is now in the career of aesthetics.
Fair use.
She does skincare therapy, corrective skincare, and she has a page called on TikTok, Lash, Wax, and Glow. But of course, Tina has not always been at this place. You know, now she's older, she's living her life and enjoying her life and things like that. But of course, in the 90s, as you can see in these pictures, she was young and living the lifestyle that most young people do, especially if she was living in the South.
That is 90s. That is really
and of course,
90s.
that meant in Atlanta,
Look at the head.
the Freaknik.
That's 90s. Look at the head.
Now, what was the Freaknik? Freaknik, and I was in the 90s when it came out, but I was a little too young to actually go to it by that time.
She was fly.
It was an annual spring bake festival in Atlanta, and it was primarily attended by people from HBCUs and universities. So it wasn't just people from Clark or Morehouse. You had your folks coming down from Florida, from Bethune-Cookman, people from Alabama and A&M in Alabama, Jackson State. Hell, people came as far as Philly. Listen, stop. Even as far as Cali, right? Everybody was going. And it became an annual event in popularity. It had concerts. It had, rap sessions, dance contests. But of course, it had the clapping sounds. Right. It was a lot of things going on in those Freakniks, all right? And we all know that they called it Freaknik for a reason. Now, obviously, they stopped Freaknik because of all of the debauchery going on during Freaknik. Now, Hulu is going to release a documentary about the Freaknik. And there's some ladies who want to block the release of Freaknik. And according to articles out there, there are 5 prominent black women, judges, politicians, and executives that don't want this to come out, just like Tina. And some of these ladies are C-suite executives making over $1 million a year. Some of these women are married and have 3 children. Some of these women are very popular and they've completely, changed their lifestyle. Now, let me just say this. I mean, when I was 22, I was doing a lot of stuff that I wasn't doing at damn near 42. So there's some things that I was doing at 22 I probably don't want nobody to see. Hell, it was some stuff I was doing probably like last week. You know what I mean? Stop the show because that lasagna had my stomach hurting a little bit last night. So I mean, I it's some things, that I did. But like I said, man, people do grow, people change and stuff like that. But I kind of want to give guys a perspective of Freaknik because I think people think that this is old and like the guys of today, y'all got more game or more knowledge about these things. I want to play a clip of Brother George on Red Supreme stream. Like
this me, y'all. This
we don't want to talk about, right? And some of y'all got moms, some of y'all got aunties, some of y'all got wives. Just know that some of y'all moms, wives, and aunties was out here in Freaknik and might have been getting passed around. But I'm gonna let Brother George break this down, and we're gonna come back.
So let the old, since a lot of you young gotta follow old, but you gotta live to get old, meaning you gotta have life experience. A lot of you you had pimps, players, and hustlers. The pimps loved the hustlers because the hustlers was the tricks. They always trick. Don't let nobody tell you no different. The Freaknik, every hustlers are not pimps. They pay for
right.
They always have.
That's a fact.
They always have. Why do you up in your step-pop house? He bought that shit for your mom. Because your daddy wasn't shit. He was your mama, spending that cash, buying houses, and taking care of her and your black ass. And you stupid ass come online today with no life experience talking about, no, the game is the game. You just didn't have no social media back in the day. Tricking has always been, and it's at an all-time high now. But like I said, the hustlers with money, a lot of these regular 9-to-5, they can't afford to pay for gotta pay their mortgage. They gotta fucking pay their car note. The hustlers, what do you think? The pimps and all that.
So here we got funk. Press generate and see what we got.
Hold up, y'all.
Too good, too good.
Like they was taking them down there to where the hustlers at. We called it we pay a bitch to leave. I ain't got time to back on a bitch. Fair exchange, no robbery. You give a couple dollars, you do what you gotta do. I ain't playing, I'm paying. After 2, I'm slaying. That's what I'm with. On the phone talking to the trying to get some. I ain't got time for day. Because if you got the money, I'm hustling. I ain't got time to be doing all that shit. I got a woman at home. Set up out of business. That's the game. They feeding y'all these lies. Man, I ain't paying no. You a pistol. Everybody, every is a pimp and a player now.
Yeah, I know. That's
false reality. You old nigga. Listen to us old nigga. Because all this shit is being passed down. Why you think?
So again, I want to shout out to Brother Red Supreme and Brother George for breaking that down. And again, like when you see a lot of ladies today, college professors, judges, doctors. Like I went to, I had a degree in biology, right? I know ladies that were that are now prominent dentists, prominent internal medicine doctors and stuff like that. And look, if you went to college with them and stuff, how they are now. We that went to school with them, we know something that they don't know. And guess what? It's people that went to school with your mama that know some things about your mama.
Yep, I know
that you don't know, right? And some of y'all daddy.
Hey, yo, let's be real.
Might not have just been liking women. Yeah, it might be. People. And listen, but the thing about it is this.
But can you sit here and people try to think about how many pipes that went down your mom's throat or between your mom's legs? You don't want to sit here and think about that.
Hey, but listen, Daryl. When I was on there talking this down, that was I was talking.
Back Mizzle showed a bit of Super Mac Mizzle, man.
Yeah, I was talking because the reason why I was saying what I was saying, it was young boys in the chat talking about some you old niggas, some simps, you old niggas fuck the game up. I'm like, nigga, we gave you dumbass niggas the game that you fucked.
Right.
So that's why I was telling them, like, listen, you had, let's see, they got the game misconstrued. Back in the day,
it was our Woodstock. Freaknik was our Woodstock. Facts.
Yeah, you had, like I told them, you had pimps, players, hoes, and hustlers. And the hustlers loved the hoes. They was convinced, especially if you got a woman at home. A hoe was always necessary. Very necessary.
No, you're right, George. Now you got these niggas around here with all this goddamn money on their side of their face doing BBLs back. I tell you what, nigga, back in 94, 95, I don't know one nigga that dropped 5,000 on nobody if it ain't his wife. Back in the day. Damn, no, man, nigga ain't doing that. Man, nigga got to smash first. He got to smash and still. You gonna have to go up the ladder to get to that, and he got to be an old. Back then, we weren't on that type of trick.
Yo, bro, these young niggas out here right now, they buying cars, they buying jewelry. That's true.
Shit like that.
I told him that. I told him that. I'll give you one worse. I'll give you one worse, man. These niggas is virtual tricking online and not even getting the pussy.
Facts.
They're not even getting the coochie. They're not even sniffing the coochie. We was right in your face. See, the difference is, I told the youngest, When I was growing up back in the day, you had to be who you said you was, or a nigga taking your shit, or a nigga take you serious. If you say you that nigga, you better be at a show and prove you that nigga, because I want to see you that nigga. Where your whips at? Where your chips at? Where your hoes at? Nigga, get this nigga the fuck out of here, nigga. So it was a different world back then, man. It was a different world, and I was just explaining to him, like, listen, this world today is a fake virtual reality world where we actually live in a world where it was actually you had to actually be who you said you was.
Nowadays, back in the day, you had to prove and show who you was.
Facts. And I used to tell everybody, we grew up in our era, like you say, this whole what they call capping. When we just started, this old niggas learning. We came up in the era, you don't got a lie to kick it. That was it. You don't got a lot to kick it, my nigga. You ain't got to act like you doing this and that, because real niggas, you just, like you said, you had to be, your resume had to fit your persona. It wasn't like you just go buy a motherfucking bunch of chains and say you get money, because nah, niggas knew who got money, because that community was a small knit. And like you say, we went down there, niggas went down there to ball out, to smash, and kick it and have a good time. That's it. After that, it's back to normal. These niggas do that shit all the time. They tricking all day. They get mad. They want to take cars. Back then, shit, you was glad you remember back then, you glad growing up, you got a pink ice ring, shit.
Yo, let me tell you something. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to tell you something, too. A lot of niggas need to worry about that, a lot of shit, too, about this Freaknik coming out. Because a lot of niggas were doing some unscrupulous shit during that time.
He was. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this before I go. I got to get to the gym. Listen, right? A lot of motherfuckers, man. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I lost my train of thought. What I'm about to say. What the fuck? You know, I'm getting old. What was I about to say? Based off of what Cross was just saying.
About the brains and the jury and take care of the women that you doing now.
You come back to me. I'll wait a second.
And the constant tricking that these folks do, you know what I'm saying? And the capping and shit like that. Like I said, we didn't have to lie to kick it, man. When niggas was going, we all knew too that if niggas was going to something like that, you had to have bread to go. You just can't just go.
You gotta have bread, or if you gotta have a team and the whole team got bread. Because you know, it's always somebody that fuck their money up. Ain't gonna be like, yo, man, niggas just bought a brand new car and shit. Oh, man, I don't got the bread to be spending like that. You like, man, come on, nigga, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
You take your homeboy. You take your homeboy. He ain't never been. I took my Freaknik. I took my little brother. I took a bunch of my homeboys during that time. Man, let's go. Let's get it. And you know what I'm saying? And you having fun. And it's something that I remember we was coming up. When I was living, when we was coming up during that time, everybody was like, man, that's something that we used to say, you got to experience it, dog. And like I said, that video, just some of the pictures, dog, that shit bring back memories. Because think about it, nigga, yeah, it was fightings. But you can't go back and say, well, oh man, 5-10 people got shot on a Wednesday night up here at Freaknik. Thursday night, somebody got shot. You didn't hear none of that, man.
Yo, my wife said, she's like, thank goodness we ain't have social media and camera phones side the aunties that knew grandmas too. Yeah. The camera phones, woo. A lot of stuff, more stuff than what they got now be out, because you know, people had to have them motherfucking videotapes and archives. Wait for a time like this. We about to
remember, and then think about it. Back then, man, you know how much money you spent if you didn't have a video camera. You out and go rent one or go buy one. You know how much money you spent on disposable cameras. You know what I'm saying? Back then, well, it was a camera taking pictures.
Bad disposable cameras, yo, and you go right to Rite Aid or whatever you go get them just developed. Yep. Right to Rite Aid.
Yeah, back then everybody be like, and the whole thing was, hey, can I get a picture with you? Can I get a picture with you? And that's how it started. What y'all doing? Where y'all staying at? And everybody saying, hey, and he went like that.
And you know, I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of time, I'm gonna keep it real funky. Back then, I didn't take a lot of pictures because I was like deep in the streets. I didn't want to be a picture with a lot of
most of us didn't. Yeah, most of us didn't.
And I realized, I'm gonna tell you everyone, I realized I messed up with that because I took pictures with the BMF niggas when we was in Atlanta, right? And while I was supposed to get paroled, my federal probation, I was supposed to go to Georgia for federal probation, get paroled out there. My family had a house, so I'm gonna go out there. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. Yo, they went to trash me down there. They was like, nah. They got pictures. They like, no, he was a menace. He's a menace out here too. He can't come out here. They were like, they denied my parole in Atlanta, bro. Probation in Atlanta for Fed. They're like, nah, because the pictures they say that we took, and this was in the this was in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Early 2000s with the pictures. You know what I mean? Like 2004, 2004, basically. You know what I'm saying? When I first came on 2003, 2004, I was out there. You know what I'm saying? And yo, they took the picture. They're like, nah, he ain't coming out here. I was bad as hell, but I had to stay in the halfway house for another 6 months, type of shit. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, them pictures count, bro. When you get caught on pictures, if they didn't catch you at the time that you was doing that dirt, them pictures will tell a lot of shit on you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
and just know, just like she said, good wholesome hoeing. Just know. I tell people all the time, don't use a 2023 lens for something that happened in 1995. It was a different world back then.
Yeah,
totally
that's a fact.
It was a different consciousness back then. It's not even the same consciousness. Back today, everybody understood their role and their lines. The way y'all shame tricking, tricking wasn't shame back then. So because if you got money, you spread the wealth. Now you got all this money. I mean, you know, back in the day, as a man, even if he was a hustler in the street, we still took care of our women.
Yeah.
So it wasn't nothing. If you was getting M's, it wasn't nothing to buy a woman that you fucking with and taking care of her kid a car. Nigga, you making 30, 40. See, y'all can't even imagine making 50,000 a day. That's not even something that's just, you can't even imagine that. So when you come from that type of lifestyle, now you can take care of your mama, your 3 girlfriends. You're definitely gonna have 3 girlfriends. And you want to take care of them.
Hey, BTB, that should be your next. That should be your next content. The Reagan era.
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
Oh yeah,
that would be good one. The Reagan era.
You making that kind of money?
Let me know. I want in. I want to talk about that.
Yeah, and we got to keep it all the way above, because they give black men a bad rap, right? I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna drop some real game on a lot of you young people, right? There's a lot of dudes in Jersey, Philly, New York, DC, Baltimore been locked up 25, 30 years. To this day, they still can get your mama. To this day, they still can get your mama to come see him or go do something for him. You know why? Your mama been a nurse for 20 years. He paid all that. He bought that house you live in. He bought her first car. He gave her an orgasm. He was the one. He left money at her house when he got sentenced. She took care of you with his money. See, y'all call it, no, we took care of our women back in the day. That was normal.
Facts. What's the year of the Reagan era? That's 86 to what?
86 to 90, 91, 92, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say 92. 91, 92.
Yo, I remember what's the Nancy Reagan came to our high school, Elizabeth, New Jersey, and stop the drugs.
Oh, kids that say no to drugs.
Yeah, man. She was in every major city across the country, yo, with that Say No to Drugs campaign. I think she came in Philly too, right?
That's what she. That's when they.
Philly,
that must have been when they got the plug. Then that's when they was advertising. They just got the plug.
She came. She bad.
Philadelphia, DC, and Harlem was ground zero for that crack shit. Harlem, Philadelphia, and Washington, DC was ground zero. That's why
I don't know, bro. I don't know, because you got to think about major cities in Jersey was ground zero for that shit too. That shit was popping since I was little.
Yeah, it was, but this is what I'm saying. What the cameras used, what they used for cameras back in the day to promote it, and when they got bills passed, like Jersey, Boston, Delaware, but they show Harlem, Philly, and Washington D.C. That's what they made their TV shows after and shit. They would show Richard Allen. This is $100,000 a day block. I'm Dick Reynolds. And I'm these motherfuckers, man. But that's why I told you when I first came on. When we was at the Greek picnic, because you got to remember Philly, damn near every block, they had blocks 40, 50,000 a day. So you had millionaires here riding around and everything, right? I'm at the Greek picnic. I'm in my car. I look over. I see some Jersey niggas. These niggas and everything. And I was like, who the fuck is the Zoo Crew? Who the fuck is these niggas? Who the fuck is some Zoo Crew niggas? You know, Philly niggas, we troublemakers. So we looking like, who the fuck is these niggas? But they got out. You know, They was sterile because they pulled up in the hood and got out. I was like, I fuck with these niggas. They ain't, because like, a lot of niggas bypass Philly. They go from New York down or Jersey down to Baltimore, DC. They don't stop in Philly like that. Them niggas came in the hood and got out and went to stores and was kicking it with niggas and shit. I was like, but I never heard of them niggas. I looked them up. And I was like, they was a gang in Newark and shit. But I mean, I heard they was the real deal. But them niggas had that shit when they came down.
Yo, they had that shit. They private strap. The Zuku.
Yeah. That actually, believe it or not, he needed American Gangster. The leader of the Zoo Crew, Moo Dent. He needed American Gangster.
Yeah.
He needs one. Like I've been trying to talk to people, see if anybody I knew, because he keeps, I speak to the guy all the time. I know most of them that's down with them boys.
And that nigga, whoever that dude was, he was in a Target Top NSX, and that was like 95. Target Top silver. I was like,
yeah, that's the max. The max.
The Target Top. There was a black, my man, a black one. He had a Target Top NSX came through. I'm like, yo, that shit like a spaceship back then.
Yeah.
Like, where these niggas from? They like Jersey. You know how they Newark. The way they talk Newark, we from Newark, son. Newark. Yeah, I mean, and the funny thing is, they ain't even get robbed enough because niggas was fucking with. We was fucking with. Yeah, it's like, yo, we fuck with these niggas. Y'all niggas.
Hey, but we missing one big one. I had the pleasure to be there. Because when I stayed over in Canada a couple years. That damn Mac, the Carabana, dog, ain't nothing. The Carabana, man. Now you talking about something crazy? That's where a lot of the entertainers, the famous folks, the Shacks, all of them go over there to Canada too, off the island. Right there, that island, you got to take a ferry to get over there. Mac can tell you about the Carabana.
That's before you need a passport to get to Canada.
Yeah.
One time you didn't even need a passport to go to Canada.
Where was this at? Where was this at?
Yeah, Carabana, and that's in Canada, right there in Toronto. But it's a Caribbean festival, like one of the bro. When I say big, it's like it's unreal. It's unreal.
Let me ask you a question, Cross. You ever been down to the Carnival down in South Florida?
No, it's almost like that, where you had like people like Cardinal Official, but it's more like with the Trinis, the Haitians and all that stuff up there. Yeah,
all my folks.
Yep, facts. All them that like to drink that damn Guinness. Oh, that's some nasty shit. Guinness.
Yo, I love Red Stripe, but Red Stripe became one of my favorite beers, man. Real talk.
Oh, this is what I wanted to say before I go. My memory came back now. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm almost 50, man. My memory is insane. But back in the day, I'm gonna say this and I gotta get out of here. I gotta get to teach this class. Back in the day, I'm gonna tell you young people something. Hoes wasn't glorified like they are now, put up on high. We passed hoes around like frisbees in the park. They got passed around like frisbees. You didn't become a superstar in the hood or on TV for ass riding a nigga and sucking a dick at the same time. No, right. You didn't. You didn't put the hoe above your woman. Never. You didn't walk in the room and this chick done swallow. It's 40 niggas in there and 10 niggas in there. She done swallow 10 of these niggas nuts and you walking in there with her on your arm. No, nigga. We didn't do that kind of shit back in the day, man. Now the day you niggas glorify the hoes and make the hoes stars. They can fucking be stars. Right. No.
Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Yeah, we didn't do that shit back in the day. No, we fucked hoes. Hoes got fucked, but they didn't get fucking elevated. They didn't get elevated to damn near status next to your mama. Because the girl you make.
We ain't handcuffed nobody back in the days. We just didn't handcuff.
And the girl you made your woman, if the girl was gonna be your woman, she was sitting on high on the throne next to your mama. You ain't putting no hoe up there. Yep. First of all, your mama gonna knock her off the throne anyway back in the day. Boy, who the hell this harlot you bringing here? Because your mama, let me tell y'all something too. See, our age, your mama knew who hoes was. Because don't think
come on, say that again. Say that again. Hey, George, this is what I was just about to say. Say that again right there. Your mama made it.
When you brought home a hoe, because your mama knew hoes. Don't think that in our mama era, they didn't.
Hey, shit, your mama might have been a hoe. You never know.
Yeah, you got damn right. Some of them was hoes. I listened to Millie Jackson and all that. God damn it. Oh, yeah, you got damn right.
None of us can't say we don't know. But listen, man, our moms was out there doing whatever they were doing.
Of course.
Yeah.
We were young and we didn't know. We had Uncle Bobby come through the house, but that motherfucker was not real uncle. Stop the bullshit.
Hey, listen. Hey, Daryl, fuck the Reagan era. Let's deal with the Nixon era on the East Coast. Man, my uncle was a kingpin in the 70s. All of them, they was hoes too. What do you think? Listen, they was hoes. So now, when mama have you and you bring home a hoe, a mama know a hoe. She gonna say, boy, get that girl out of here, boy.
You just call her Scarlet. Get that Scarlet out of here.
Get that hoe out of here.
Like, bitch, I smell that bitch perfume. I know what the fuck she wearing. I used to wear that shit. Get that bitch out of here.
You know how our mamas is. You know what's funny? Our mamas like all the girls that we don't like that. They the ones that she like. You like the hoe up the block. You like the hoe up the block that like to twirl around on the dick. And mama don't like her. She like fucking Keisha.
Right. Because she quiet.
She like, why you don't bring Keisha around more?
Yeah, you want to marry Keisha. You marry Keisha. You marry Keisha.
That's what she wants you to marry. Marry Keisha.
Yep. But mama was trying to warn you though. Mama was trying to save you from a whole lifetime of fucking heartache because she knew better. She knew better. But yeah, we didn't put hoes up on high on the throne next to mama. We didn't do that. Yeah. We fucked them.
I'm gonna tell you some funny shit. This is one of the only relationships that I've been in. My mother loves like that. One of the only ones. The rest of them, man, better marry that girl, Qua. I'm telling you, don't marry her.
Yeah.
She's cool. Then you do it. Now you.
My mama hated everyone. Don't bring them floozies in my house. Everybody was a floozy to her. Don't bring them floozies in my house.
Yeah. A floozy, and you gotta remember,
you know, or that fast ass girl. Who was that fast ass girl? You keep bringing around.
That girl Tasha, you keep bringing over here.
No, them heifers.
Last week.
Them heifers. But see, you gotta remember though. Y'all gotta remember. See, we all in here over 45 and over, right? So you gotta remember. Y'all gotta remember something. Back in the day, when we got money. See, watch this. I'm gonna show you how old we are. When you got some money, real money back in the day, who was the first person you went and took care of before you even bought something for yourself?
Your mom.
Your mom. Watch this, right? Watch this. See, your mama knew that she didn't approve you being in the streets, but if you wasn't, and you made that level to getting big money, she only going to approve of the woman that's coming in, taking some of her space. She has to approve of. Bringing home some woman, buying her shit, bringing her home next to mama. Mama ain't going with that. Mama saying, if this woman is going to have more authority than what I'm going to have, I got to approve this of her.
Yeah, and then your mama only wants the girl that's going to try to talk you out the streets. That's the one that your mama wants. The one that's going to try to talk you out the streets.
Yeah, your mom had to approve of. Your mama didn't get along with it. And I'm going to be real with you. If your mama, in my era, for me, if your mama and the women in your family didn't get along with the girl you was dating, I didn't stay with her.
Facts.
I didn't stay with her.
I ain't stayed. I kept fucking, but I ain't stayed.
Yeah, I ain't stay with her. Every girl I had that was my girlfriend, my sisters and the women in my family got along great with her. If they didn't, I couldn't date them. It wouldn't work out. I came from a close family. I'm very, very close to my sisters and my aunts. So
y'all, let me catch back up with y'all later, man. I gotta go ahead and go back into work, man. I'll holler at y'all later.
Yeah,
all right,
I'm out too. But am I wrong though, King? If your mama and your sister them ain't get along with them, you ain't stay with them.
Nah, facts. You stay with for a little while. You got to see. Once you see what your mama's saying, then you cut them off. Because you know, man, we hard headed. We gotta learn. We gotta learn for yourself. You gotta learn that she ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but I got an older sister. My older sister used to be on them. Who is that? I don't know. I don't know about her. and guess what though? My older sister, she's like 7 years older than me. She held weight. What she said mattered because she dealt with all the major players before I got in the game. I got in the game through her friends and stuff. So I looked up to my sister. My sister was fly. So when she said something, it mattered. She said she didn't like her, you was in trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let me break out, y'all.
Oh yeah, but y'all, I appreciate everybody for coming up. I'm about to end this, man. This is a dope show, man. We gotta do something. We gotta do this again. Like what you said, we gonna do the Reagan era soon. Hit that Reagan era.
That'll be tight. The Reagan era, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Shit, maybe we could do that shit on Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta work tonight, so I know tomorrow I gotta have some business before I go to work. So yeah, Saturday will be a good time to hit that ring and everything, yo. But yo, I appreciate y'all for coming up, yo. Before I get out here, let me do what I normally do. You know what I'm saying? Got my bro in the building. Let me shout him out.
Everybody came in and rocked with us today, man. Y'all hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe.
Yeah. Yo.
What up, y'all? You know who it is, your boy JD Kiss, you know what I mean? Right now with Christian. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey, all my niggas out there.
Oh.
Let's get right into it. Yeah.
BTBTV. I know what it is. We bully the bully.
Christian, man. Yo, born, let's get him, man. Yeah. Yeah. Never off plan. Used to get busy with them guns in my hand. 4 or 5 or a black 9 with a grand in my pocket and beef cool as a fan. BTBTV, we are not playing. Y'all just talk, we back it up and down. Sideways, F what y'all saying. We Kyrie and Kanye. This a boss talk, so you clowns should just fly away. Hop on the bridge, throw your frame off the highway. It's not a game, this is business, this is my way. Real talk, your opinion is nothing to us. We gon' stay on chill, long as y'all don't violate, but it's not fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you could be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware, cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. But we the best, I swear. We the best, I stay up in the mix. A project politics, my mood kinda sick. Name well known from the hood to the sticks. 100 on the highway, flying so fast, burn the gears when I shift. Some people kick dirt on your name, what shoes you gave them. Broke your back for them and they got the nerve to play you. Kick rap's door off, pushed and shoved my way through. Bum rush the kitchen, put my floor up on the menu. The jealousy be hitting up in jokes. That's why I stay serious like David Banner, turn in the Hulk in pure form like the Pope. Haters get infrared beams with the scope, so run and get ghosts. We fight good, boxed in like Floyd on the ropes. I'm the great black hope. Man, we the team and they know it coast to coast and it just ain't fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you can be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware, cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. We the best, if you with us, put your lighters in the air. No, it just ain't fair.
BTBTV. Bully the bullies.
Just ain't fair, man.
Yo, first of all, let me say shout out to my little bro Cross in the building, aka the Plug Podcast. Y'all go check him out. We got the Mac Mizzle show in the building. Y'all check him out, man. This is King of New Jersey. This is BTBTV. We bully the bullies. Yo, and we ain't no Bloods or no Crips. We doing our own thing. BTBTV that started his own game. Like, nigga, what?
Peace.
You know what I'm saying? Peace.